If Aaron Rodgers went on a bike ride today and he smashed his knee, I still would think about giving up a first and a third, even if he couldn't play half the season this year. So this video on Aaron Rodgers potentially getting traded to the Patriots is making its rounds again. It was actually made after the draft at the end of April. And this guy knows exactly what he's doing. This is a video just for clicks. He's trying to stir the pot a little bit, and it worked. He got 250,000 views. But most of us know this is just a hypothetical. People recently have been sharing that Photoshop of Patrick Mahomes in a Patriots jersey saying, what if? And it's fun to do. It's fun to think about these fantasy land type ideas, but we all know that Aaron Rodgers is not coming to New England. So let's break down this video, and maybe it's possible. Let me know in the comments below, but let's break down this video.
The 2020 NFL Draft has come and gone. And while many teams find themselves with new signal callers on their roster, the one team that probably needed a quarterback most, the New England Patriots, chose not to add one. So what gives? Is Bill Belichick really going into the 2020 NFL season with Jarrett Stidham as the team's starting quarterback? Or does the evil genius have something spectacular up his sleeve? Like, say, a trade for Aaron Rodgers?
Okay, so he's got me so far. He's got me hooked a little bit. You know why? Because the Patriots are probably one of the top teams in the NFL that need a quarterback. And everybody who's bought a Stidham jersey and everybody who's ready to die on that hill for Jarrett Stidham, we don't know if he's going to be a great quarterback. It doesn't matter what Belichick thinks of him. It doesn't matter what preseason games he played well in. It's always very difficult to project a quarterback and see how he's going to take to being a starter in the NFL. So this guy is right so far. Maybe Aaron Rodgers, maybe this trade will go down. Let's see more.
Maybe the only thing more shocking than the Patriots refusing to draft a quarterback is the Green Bay Packers selecting one after moving up in the first round. Most have come to assume that the Packers will let 26th pick overall Jordan Love sit for 3 years as they groom him, much like the team did with Rodgers after drafting him 24th overall in 2005. But there are some, like former NFL running back Reggie Bush, who believe that Rodgers has suddenly become trade bait in Green Bay with the addition of Love. And if that's the case, who better?
Okay, so yeah, that was crazy that Green Bay did move up and take Jordan Love. And yes, they probably will be grooming him behind Aaron Rodgers for the next 3 years. The consensus about Jordan Love is he has a massive upside. He's got such raw talent, but he's one of the least NFL-ready quarterbacks in this draft. He needs to be behind Aaron Rodgers for the next 2 years at least. The Packers are going to need Aaron Rodgers if they want Jordan Love and their investment in Jordan Love to actually work out.
Who better to go after the two-time MVP than Bill Belichick and the Patriots? Names like Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence have already been hypothetically tied to the Pats. But both of those options seem like long shots at this point. Let's be realistic here for a second. Houston isn't going to let Deshaun Watson go anywhere. And even with Stidham as their quarterback, they won't be bad enough to get the first overall pick in 2021. Not on Belichick's watch.
So yes, the Patriots are too good of a team, even with this schedule, to tank bad enough to be even the top 3 picks in the next NFL draft. The tank for Trevor narrative is just a crazy person narrative. The Deshaun Watson talk is crazy, but it's not as crazy because the way that Bill O'Brien has been handling things down there, it wouldn't be too absurd, and I wouldn't be too shocked to hear Deshaun Watson wants out. I would not be surprised.
I think they're just going to make a trade for that pick either, because I highly doubt any franchise is dumb enough to just hand Belichick the keys to another 20-year dynasty.
So first of all, Belichick's is besides the point. He's not going to be coaching for another 20 years. But it's not about trading a dynasty over to Belichick. It's that if you have a once-in-a-generation talent or what people think Trevor Lawrence is going to be, you don't just let another team have him so you can amass more draft picks.
How about A-Rod? The Packers quarterback would be a perfect fit in Foxborough. His no-nonsense, win-at-all-cost attitude is exactly what the Patriot way is all about.
Aaron Rodgers would be a great fit in New England, but he would be a great fit really anywhere. But in terms of saying he's a Patriot way type person, he pushed a coach out of Green Bay, and also he publicly was criticizing some of the play calling from some of his coaches. So not exactly the Patriot way. I think that's a bit of a stretch there, guy. But he would be a good fit in New England.
Rodgers would get to work with a highly respected offense coordinator in Josh McDaniels. He'd have a solid offense line in front of him and a deep backfield behind him. Not to mention one of the most reliable pass catchers in the league in Julian Edelman. There's also 2019 first-round pick N'Keal Harry, who's expected to take a major leap forward after an injury-plagued rookie season, while more recent acquisitions like Mohamed Sanu and Marquise Lee provide some added depth. Combine all of that with a dominant defense, and Aaron Rodgers' chance of winning a second Super Bowl suddenly looks a whole lot brighter.
So I'll jump on this train with this guy. I've been preaching about this all along. This Patriots team is a quarterback away from being Super Bowl contenders. And of course, everybody's going to want to do comparisons to last year's team. This team coming back healthy in the offensive line. They were missing two important people. They could use another good name in the wide receiving core, but this defense is very solid. And if Aaron Rodgers came to New England, they'd be Super Bowl contenders, no doubt.
That's not to take anything away from the Packers. They were just one win away from reaching the Super Bowl in 2019. But the organization seems to be heading in a new direction, placing more emphasis on defense and a power running game, while reducing A-Rod to more of a game manager role. Right now, everyone's...
Okay, this is a little bit crazy. Just because a team got stronger on defense and they drafted a running back does not mean Aaron Rodgers is going to be a game manager and they're giving up on him. He said it at the beginning of the sentence. This team went to the NFC Championship game. You have a quarterback who's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's 36. He's probably going to be playing for another 4 or 5 years. This is not the time for the Packers to just say, you know what, let's give up on this. We got a young quarterback who's going to take probably 3-4 years. Let's start the rebuilding process right now. Aaron Rodgers is still a top 5 and, in my opinion, a top 3 quarterback in this league. I know people might fry me for that, but having Aaron Rodgers as one of your assets is not something that you want to waste.
Everyone seems to be saying the right things. The Packers are claiming A-Rod is still the leader of their football team, and he will be for a long time, while Love claims Rodgers called him not long after he was drafted to congratulate him. But how long can we expect it to last? Rodgers was already showing some pretty poor body language last season, even with the Packers making it all the way to the NFC Championship game. I can't imagine the guy being any happier about the fact that the team is already looking to replace him, rather than build around.
The Packers went through some growing pains with the new coach, but they ended up getting it all together. And yeah, Aaron Rodgers might have had some bad body language, but he seems to always have bad body language when he's not having a good game, or I don't think there's really much to read into there at all.
Him and try to win at least one more Super Bowl with him. With all that being the case, it might make sense for Green Bay to unload Rodgers before things begin to unravel in the locker room and in front of the media, whether it be a quarterback controversy if A-Rod struggles, or a public feud between the quarterback and coaching staff over game plans and Rodgers' level of control over the offense.
All right, so now you're just trying to predict the future, and you're saying, even if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get along with Jordan Love, I mean, what does that matter? You've seen quarterbacks in these scenarios, especially with Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and also you're predicting that he's going to struggle or he may struggle. I mean, that can happen to any quarterback. But here's the thing, he could also have a great year. That's also possible.
Tanking doesn't seem like something that is in Belichick's blood. The man always wants to win, and Rodgers could be what he and the Patriots need in order to capture their NFL record 7th Lombardi trophy within the next few seasons. They wouldn't even have to break the bank thanks to A-Rod's age. A first-round pick in 2021 and a third-rounder in 2022 should do the trick.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if that's going to do the trick. I know Aaron Rodgers only has 2 more years left on his contract, but this is a guy who's a top 5 quarterback in the league. And also, the thing is you're going to have around 20 other teams that are going to want to hear more about Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't matter if they have a young quarterback. It doesn't matter if they have a viable quarterback. Having a Hall of Fame type talent like Aaron Rodgers is going to make your team better, and everybody's going to want him. If Aaron Rodgers went on a bike ride today and he smashed his knee, I still would think about giving up a first and a third, even if he couldn't play half the season this year. So Belichick would make a deal for Aaron Rodgers, but that's not the problem. The problem is the Packers would not do it. I mean, I would like a lot of things. I would like Aaron Rodgers on the Patriots. I would also like a mansion with golden toilet seats throughout the whole thing. But that's also another thing in the list that's just not going to happen. Appreciate everybody watching. If you could hit that like button, it really helps us. And if you could also subscribe if you like this video, we would love to have you in our little community here.